Somewhere in America right now, a 1999 Ford F-250 with a 7.3 Powerstroke just crossed 550,000 miles. Original engine. Original transmission. Total maintenance cost over its entire life about $12,000. Meanwhile, the owner of a 2019 Ram 2500 with a 6.7 Cummins is staring at an 8,500 DEF system repair bill with 90,000 miles on the clock. That gap is not an accident. The EPA mandated failure into every diesel engine built after 2007, and the automakers were paid to comply. But 3 diesel engines built before that mandate are still running across America. Mechanics call them the Golden Era engines. This is the list. In 2007, the federal government drew a line. Beginning with that model year, every diesel truck sold in America was required to carry a diesel particulate filter. The EPA called it an emissions solution. Mechanics call it the $5,000 time bomb. Here is what a DPF does. It captures soot particles from your exhaust and holds them inside a ceramic filter. Every 10,000 to 15,000 miles, the truck initiates a regeneration cycle. It burns fuel at over 1,000 degrees Fahrenheit to incinerate that trapped soot. When the regen fails, and it does fail, the filter clogs completely. The truck goes into limp mode. You go to the dealership. The DPF is replaced. Cost: $3,000 to $7,000 on a light-duty pickup. That is the first system. The second system is the Eager Cooler exhaust gas recirculation. The EPA mandated this too. The Eager routes hot exhaust gases back into your intake manifold to reduce nitrogen oxide emissions. To do that, it passes those gases through a coolant-fed heat exchanger. When the cooler cracks, and it does crack, engine coolant leaks into your exhaust. The soot mixes with the coolant leak. They create a thick black sludge that flows into your DPF and clogs it completely. Now you have a cracked Eager cooler and a destroyed DPF. In the same repair, at the same time. Cost: $3,000 to $4,500 for the Eager cooler. Another $4,000 to $7,000 for the DPF. Mechanics and owners widely report combined repair bills reaching $10,000 to $16,500 from this single cascade failure. That is not bad luck. That is what happens when you bolt government-mandated complexity onto a machine that was already working. The third system is DEF diesel exhaust fluid, a urea solution the EPA mandated be injected into the exhaust stream. The system requires sensors, heaters, injectors, and a dosing module, each one a potential failure point. At temperatures below 12 degrees Fahrenheit, DEF freezes solid. The system throws a code. The truck enters countdown mode. First a warning, then a speed restriction, then 5 miles per hour, then nothing. 3 systems, all mandated by the federal government, all installed on every diesel truck built after 2007. And the automakers? They built them in, and they are collecting $8,000 to $16,000 every time that day arrives. Let's talk about the money. A dealership service department charges between $150 and $200 per hour in labor. An Eager cooler replacement on a heavy-duty diesel pickup takes 12 to 15 hours of shop time. That is $1,800 to $3,000 in labor alone before a single part is ordered. Add the Eager cooler itself. Add the DPF if the cascade already started. Add the diagnostic fee. You are looking at a single repair event that routinely exceeds $8,000 to $12,000. Now consider the warranty structure. A new diesel truck comes with a 5-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty. Under Federal Clean Air Act law, the DPF system carries an 8-year, 80,000-mile emissions warranty. Those numbers are not generous. They are engineered. GM, Ram, Ford, they have the failure data. They designed the warranty to expire before the bill arrives. This is not speculation. This is the business model. Here is where it gets worse. Ram filed technical service bulletins with the NHTSA, the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, acknowledging DEF-level sensor failures in 2014 and 2015 Ram 2500 and 3500 trucks. The documents are in the NHTSA database. The bulletin described a manufacturing defect in the DEF sensor, affecting trucks built during a specific production window in 2014. The failure causes false DEF-level readings, triggering limp mode and eventually a no-start condition. The diagnostic code is P203C. ROM issued no recall. Owners were never directly notified. If you owned one of those trucks, the only way to find this bulletin was to search a government database that most truck owners have never heard of. If your truck would not start, and it would not, you drove it to the dealership. The dealer already had the bulletin on file. You paid for the repair anyway. Think about that. Owners of 2011 through 2019 heavy-duty diesel pickups widely report spending $15,000 to $22,000 in emissions-related repairs before reaching 180,000 miles. DPF Egger-Def sensors. Turbocharger damage caused by a DPF failure during regen. These are not rare horror stories. These are the normal costs of owning a modern diesel truck. The EPA mandated the complexity. The automakers built it in. The dealerships cashed the service tickets. And the only person who did not know the full picture was you. Something is happening in truck markets across America. A 1999 Ford F-250 Super Duty with a 7.3 Powerstroke sold for around $6,000 in 2015. Today, a clean rust-free example brings $18,000 to $28,000. A 25-year-old truck gaining value every year, while brand-new $85,000 diesels sit on dealer lots with DEF warning lights already lit on the instrument cluster. That is not nostalgia. That is mechanics and smart truck owners making a financial decision based on what they know. Here is what they know. Every diesel truck built before the 2007 EPA mandate has none of those three systems. No DPF to clog, no eager cooler to crack, no DEF tank to freeze on a January highway. The engine is mechanically simpler. It is mechanically stronger. It runs without a government-mandated component counting down the miles to its own failure. Mechanics who have spent careers working on both generations are not buying modern diesels for themselves. They have seen the repair receipts. They have replaced the DPFs and the eager coolers and the DEF injectors. They know exactly what those trucks cost over a lifetime. And they are hunting down pre-2007 diesels every time one comes on the market. Three specific engines sit at the top of every knowledgeable diesel mechanic's list. Diesel veterans call them the golden era engines. They exist in a specific window powerful enough to tow 20,000 pounds, simple enough to fix with a $200 set of wrenches. After 2007, the government closed that window forever. These are not museum pieces. They are working trucks that have been towing, hauling, and running hard for 20 to 30 years. And they are still going. The window to buy clean examples at reasonable prices is closing. Because information travels. And more truck owners every day are learning what mechanics have known for years. Here is the golden era list. Engine number 1. The 1994 to 1998 Dodge Ram 2500 and 3500 with the 12-valve 5.9L Cummins diesel and the Bosch P7100 mechanical injection pump. Fleet operators have documented this engine crossing 500,000 miles. Diesel publications call it million-mile durability, and commercial fleets have the service logs to prove it. The reason is, the P7100 pump a fully mechanical fuel delivery system with no electronic controls. No ECM failure mode. No software update that corrupts your fueling map. No proprietary module that only the dealership can replace. The P7100 is a mechanical pump that can be diagnosed with a wrench, rebuilt at any competent diesel shop, and replaced for $500 to $15,100. The truck's entire fuel system runs on one principle: mechanical precision. That is why it lasts. There is one known preventive maintenance item. The timing case alignment dowel can loosen over high mileage and cause internal engine damage. It is inexpensive to address proactively and expensive to ignore. Every 12-valve owner should know about it and address it early. The main risk on these trucks is rust. Northern and Midwestern examples will have frame rot. Inspect the frame rails, front crossmember, and cab corners before buying anything. A Southern or Western state truck commands a premium and earns it. Budget $12,000 to $22,000 for a clean example under 200,000 miles. Engine number 2. The 1999 to early 2003 Ford F-250 and F-350 Super Duty with the 7.3L Powerstroke diesel. Fleet operators have documented this engine exceeding 500 to 700,000 miles. It has no DPF, no DEF, no SCAR catalyst, and no eager with one specific exception that you must know before you sign anything. Late 2003 build trucks received early eager equipment. Check the door jamb sticker for the production date. A truck built before mid-2003 has no eager hardware. The 7.3L was discontinued in early 2003 and replaced by the 6.0L Powerstroke. That is a completely different engine. The 6.0L eager cooler failure is one of the most documented diesel disasters in Ford's history. Repair bills routinely reaching $5,000 to $8,000, with some owners replacing the eager and oil cooler more than once before 200,000 miles. Do not confuse them. One is a legend. The other is a $5,000 lesson. The system to watch on the 7.3L is the HAPOP, the high-pressure oil pump. The 7.3L fires its injectors hydraulically using engine oil pressure. Oil quality is not optional with this engine. Service the HAPOP at 60,000 miles. Use the correct oil specification. That single maintenance habit separates the 200,000 mile 7.3L from the one that crosses 600,000. Budget $15,000 to $28,000 for a clean example with documented maintenance. Engine number 3. The 2006 to early 2007 Chevrolet Silverado and GMC Sierra 2500 HD and 3500 HD with the LBZ Duramax 6.6L diesel. This is the last Duramax built before the EPA mandate added a DPF to every new diesel truck. It pairs with the Allison 1000 6-speed automatic, widely regarded as one of the strongest transmission packages ever put behind a diesel pickup. More modern to drive than the Dodge or Ford. More refined electronics. And equally proven at high mileage when maintained correctly. Here is the step you cannot skip. Look at the 8th digit of the VIN. If that digit is the letter D, you have the LBs. No DPF. If that digit is the number 6, you have the LME, which is the DPF-equipped engine that replaced the LBZ in 2007. On a 2007 model year truck, that single character is the difference between an engine built to run forever and a $6,000 DPF replacement waiting to happen. One more detail. Early 2006 model year trucks carried the LI engine 8th digit is the number 2. The LBZ started in mid-2006. Never trust the model year sticker alone. Decode the VIN before you negotiate the price. Budget $18,000 to $32,000 for a confirmed LBZ in clean condition. Verify that VIN digit before you write the check. 3 engines. 3 narrow windows in automotive history. All built before a government mandate transformed the most reliable diesel trucks in American history into predictable service department revenue. The 12-valve Cummins. The 7.3 Powerstroke. The LBZ Duramax. They are not perfect machines. They are old. They will need maintenance. They will have wear items. But they will not strand you on a winter highway because a depth sensor failed during a production defect that the manufacturer already had on file. They will not send you to a dealership at 90,000 miles with a 5-figure repair bill and a service advisor who acts surprised. When you own one of these trucks, that machine answers to you. Your tools. Your mechanic. Your time. That is what American truck ownership used to mean. And at Truck Truth HQ, we believe it still can. Sound off in the comments right now what year is your diesel, golden era or the new generation. If you have been through one of these emissions repairs, tell us what it cost. I want every truck owner watching this to see the real numbers. Hit subscribe. Join Truck Truth HQ. Because the next video, we are going after the Ford 6.0L Powerstroke. Ford knew about the eager cooler failure pattern before a single 6.0L engine left the factory. There is documentation that proves it. And we are going to show you exactly what it says. That video is coming.